Hello everyone and welcome for today's masterclass Mastering Linux. Whether you are aiming to build a robust cloud microservice, managing my enterprise servers, deploy machine learning models, or just improve your daily development workflow, you have arrived in the right starting line. Today we are going to look at today we are not going to look at the boring syntax. We are going to demystify what the Linux actually is, and we will set up directly on your Windows machines using a cutting edge tool called WSL2 and walk through the core terminal command that every professional developer use daily. Okay, so we are starting with this. Our so let us start with this. So this is our learning journey roadmap. We have this before we write a single line of code. Let us look at our roadmap. We have broken this into lecture down into three phases. First, we will build our environment by installing a lightweight virtual machine right inside the Windows. Second, we will tackle the fundamentals of the file system and navigate. Then finally, we will level up to the power user status, and then we will look at the system security, package managers, and internet working. Okay. Now we start with this. Let us start with our section. Let us start with our section first. Okay. So take a look at the numbers. Over 90% of the what we can say world's cloud infrastructure, including platforms like AWS, okay, Google Cloud and Microsoft Azure runs natively on the Linux. If you pull out on Android phone, its core is a modified Linux kernel. If you interact with the AI model, the data scientists who trained it did so on a high performance Linux cluster. It's an open source monument built by the global community. It's incredibly fast, secure, and crucially for developers, highly automated. If you do not know Linux, you are locked out of the engine room of the modern technology. Okay, so let us start with this. We have this shell versus the terminal. There is a we can say uh, till now you might have a misconception what this shell difference between the shell and the terminal. Now we before we open up, you just open up your command prompt. Let us clear a major point. What this terminal and the shell is. Think of a terminal as a body. It's a visual wrapper. Okay, the program window that lets you type the text, change font size, colors. Windows terminal, VS Code, Essential Console are the terminals. Okay, the shell, what the shell is, however, is the brain. Okay, it is the program running inside that window, processing your text, and the kernel what to do, and it tells the kernel that what you need to do. Okay, so we have this. Now we will move to the another section, that is how do we install on the we just of the install our Linux in our system. Okay, now let us see this. Before starting with this, we actually start, we can say, we have this we can say you just understood the Linux and that terminal and the shell. Now suppose that you are having a Windows system and you want to practice, or you want to execute all the commands of Linux on your Windows system itself. So what we use WSL1 or either WSL2. Okay, so we have we can say first understand what this WSL1 and WSL2 is. Okay, historically, if you want to learn Linux on the Windows computer, you have to either dual boot your computer, that was too risky and complex, and run a massive sluggish third party virtual machine. Virtual machine makes your systems slightly slower. Okay, so what this WSL is, Windows subsystem for Linux. Okay, look at the table on your screen. WSL1 translated Linux commands into the Windows commands on a fly. It was slow. WSL2, however, is a game changer. It runs at a real, lightweight, highly optimized, and a Linux kernel directly inside a, we can say, a micro virtual machine built in your Windows. You get 100% system call compatibility and blazing fast performance with the WSL2. So that is why WSL1 is comparatively slow than WSL2. That is why I suggest you to install WSL2 on your Windows system. Okay. Now, what are the we can say system prerequisites? You must be having your Windows 10 or Windows 11, okay, and hardware virtualization enabled in BIOS and UEFI. Stable internet connection is required because the packages will download, and then if the internet connection is not stable, that it will create some problem. Okay, so what the installation process is? You first launch PowerShell as an administrator mode. Okay, simply you just put in the command mode PowerShell. It will open up, but it should be in a administrator mode. Okay, then you have to just execute one command WSL space hyphen hyphen install. Okay, as soon as you will just write a WSL hyphen hyphen install, it will install WSL. Okay, then reboot your machine, and in reboot as soon as you reboot the machine, as once the computer restarts, the terminal window will pop up automatically, and it will ask you to set up the username and the password. Very simple process, you can practice on your own. Okay, now as soon as you install that particular with your username and the password, when you will write the username, just make it clear, you remember that particular username, because whenever you open that particular Ubuntu, then it will open that particular username and will ask for the password. Whenever you are writing a password in your terminal, what will happen in that, you will not be able to see the password which you are typing. So keep clarity that what password you're typing. Otherwise, you will see that you will feel that I'm not writing a password, and it is not being shown over there. Okay. Now we have chosen the Ubuntu. Okay. Now we have chosen the Ubuntu. Or why we are saying that with this Ubuntu is there. See, Ubuntu is the most popular Linux distribution. Most popular one. Okay, so generally we use Ubuntu, and there are various versions of that, and you can install the latest one. And suppose that someone says, sir, I do not want to install Ubuntu, then there is no issue. Just you just write WSL hyphen hyphen install and hyphen D. So what it will do, it will show you the various distros of that particular Linux. Okay, like Kali is there, Debian is there, a lot more is there. There are various distros of your Linux. You can just install those. Okay. Now we have with us the command shell. Okay. What this command shell is? We are now prepared ourselves with the we can say set up with the our Linux on the Windows. Okay. Now we'll start with our command shell. Now see what we are seeing. If in graphical operating in we can say graphical operating system, you navigate various folders by clicking colorful icons. In Linux, what we generally do, we do this by precise text based commands. Okay, so let us say we have these four commands shown in my this window. We have a pwd, very simple one, print working directive. What this it will give you, it will able to it will show you in which current directory you are in. Suppose that you are in root directory, you are in the basic one. Okay, so it will show the root directory. Okay, ls hyphen la. If you simply write ls, what it will do, it will simply give you the list of the files which are there in your particular root directory, or if you are giving for the particular drive, it will go that for particular list of files. If you write ls hyphen la, what it will do, it will list all the files including hidden files. Okay, now this interactive exercises I have also given, you just try with that. Okay, we have cd dot dot. What it will do, it will change the directory level. Okay, cd then tilde is there, it will make you it will make sure ki you reach the home directory. Okay, now see, if you want to manage your files along with some folders, then what you do, you have certain commands. Okay, a few of them we have listed over there. First is touch command. What it will do, it simply creates an empty file instantly. Suppose that you want to create a text file norm named as xyz. What you will write, touch xyz dot txt. It will create a txt file. Okay, we will understand what we will further do with the txt, but just understand that if you want to create an empty file, nothing is written over there, then what you will do, you will just write touch command. Okay, if you want to make a new directory means some with the command mkdir, you are actually creating a folder inside your root. Okay, so you simply write mkdir. Suppose that you are writing xyz, so xyz directory will be created just like a folder. Okay, now remember this: if you are using a particular command rm remove, it removes the files or the folders. Keep this thing in mind. We do not have a recycle bin just like a Windows in our Linux. If you type rm, everything is gone. Okay, so make sure you use this file with a sensible responsibility that you are deleting those directories and files or folders. It will be completely gone. Okay, now see, if you want to move one file from a particular folder, from one folder to the another file, so what you will do, you will simply write the command cp. Okay, what the syntax for this is cp source file and then a destination file. Okay, what it will do, duplicates the file. Okay, suppose that I am writing in this original.txt, backup.txt. What the source is original.txt. What the destination is backup.txt. I will make a copy of your original.txt contents in the backup.txt. Okay. Similarly, I have a move command, that is mv, that it changes the location of the file of the folders. How it will change the location of the file and folders? You simply write move, and then you are writing this particular file, you want to move this file into the new folder, then simply this particular file will move into that. Okay, now see, if you created a file, you made a folder, you saved that file in the folder, now you want to retrieve that particular contents, what you will simply do, you will simply write a command cat. Okay, what it will do, it will show you the contents of that particular file. Suppose that there is a kind of a pattern or a type of text is there. We have various free commands also there. Graph is there. Okay. And similarly, we have a head and tail. What happens? If you write head and a file name, it will show the first 10 lines. If you write tail, it will show the last 10 lines. Okay. If you write for the less, the less will do, it will open the files interactively. Those files are scrollable. You can just change it like a split screen you are doing. Okay. Now, super user power. What this super user power is, you know, this is the most important concept. Okay. Suppose that you created a file, you created a kind of a program in a Linux. You have a terminal for that. You created a program. You want that particular program that I only want to read that particular file. I only want to write that particular file. I only want to execute that file. So what we have for this particular, we have a chmod, or then this we have the we can say we have the octal notations for that. User group, user, we can say user group and others. Suppose that if someone writes chmod 75, you can clearly say 4 is for read, 2 is for write, 1 is for execute. If I write 7, that the user can read, write and execute. If I say only, if I only say 5. Okay, so what will happen? 4 for read, 1 for execute. So that means other group can only read and execute. It cannot write that particular file. This is the particular use. In the same way, another 5 is means for the others. Others can also do that. So that combination actually tells you what type of chmod you are giving to that particular file and what permissions you are allowing to for that particular file. Okay. Now see, these are the package management. We have one very uh, common you might have seen in that. We call it as sudo. Okay. What does sudo actually do? We just say that if I write a command like this, sudo apt update. Okay. So let us say I have a package of particular files package is there in my Linux. I want to update that for the time being. So what I will do, simply write sudo apt update. It will refresh all the app lists. Okay. Sudo apt upgrade. It install all upgrades on that particular. You do not need to go here and there searching for the upgrades. Now, suppose that you want to install a new software. So what you will write sudo apt install git. Your new software will be uploaded. See, it looks like that it is difficult to use a Linux, but it is much simpler uh, if you just use that particular terminal along with your knowledge. Okay. Now see, if you want to check for the networking and connectivity also, then you can also use for that. Okay. For example, suppose that you want to check whether your system is connected with a server is online or not. What you will do? Ping, write the particular server. It will show the whether this particular server is online or not. If you want to know your IP address of your system in the network, you simply write IP address. It will give you the IP address. If this SSH is there, SSH means securely log into remote Linux servers. Okay, that is the kind of an advanced command you can use. Okay. Now, suppose that if your program is stuck, आपका कोई let us say कोई program है there that is stuck over there and you want to stop that particular process. So what you will do? You will simply write psaux to find the PID of that particular process which is stuck and simply write kill -9. It will pause or you can say it will stop that particular process for the time being and your system will execute properly. Now, this I am just giving you this. You just apply. You have installed your Linux. Now you just open your Ubuntu and your particular folder will be there. You have the on the startup you will show an Ubuntu is there. You just create one file by a touch hello.sh. This is a script language. Then we have certain editors where we will use that particular editors and to write those particular programs. So what we'll do, we will be having like Nano VI editor or we can say Vim editor. We generally use Nano for that particular study purpose. So Nano hello.sh echo hello Linux make them executable. How you will make executable? Either you write rwx or rwrx, whatever the command is. Here we are using chmod +x hello.sh. So what it will do? It will give you the access of that particular that now you can execute this particular file and to run this /hello.sh means write a simple program hello. Okay. If you are able to see the hello program, that means you have installed it properly. You can write a script program in that. Okay. Now, this finishes with our this introductory kind type of lecture for the Linux. In the next lecture, we will understand the various different concepts of how we will manage the files, how we will manage the process, how we will manage the packages in our Linux. And this is kind of a, we can say references or the emoji sources we have used. So thank you all for sparing your time to see this video. Thank you.